Welcome to the Wednesday Match Play, your weekly connection to the biggest and best brands in golf. On this show, you will learn more about the latest golf fashion trends, hear from LPGA and PGA Tour players, get advice on planning your next golf getaway, and much more. Broadcasting live from Bonita Springs, Florida, please welcome your host, on the tee, Ricky Potts.
I remember meeting Tommy in the Troon corporate office nearly 6 years ago. Not long after we met, he started working at the Westin Kierland Resort Spa. A few months ago, he moved to Florida and started working for Nicklaus Design. Tommy and I stay in touch and we text all the time. I am so proud of him and what he has accomplished thus far. On this episode of the Wednesday Match Play podcast, you will learn more about his role at Nicklaus Design, Jack's involvement in the company, his experience at the PGA Merchandise Show earlier this year, and more about the design process that Nicklaus Design uses when building a new golf course. It was great catching up with Tommy, and I know the future is bright with this kid. Oh, and Tommy's brother is a competitive golfer. We talk about that too. Let's jump into it. Tommy, welcome to the Wednesday Match Play podcast.
Ricky, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here and talk some golf with you and talk some Nicklaus Design news with you.
Well, it's exciting because you and I have known each other for a long time, and we're going to talk a little bit about our history later this evening, but let's just jump into your role with Nicklaus Design, which is quite cool because I've seen your career progression over the last, 5-6 years. But you are a business development associate for Nicklaus Design. What exactly does that mean, and what are you doing on a daily basis?
Yeah, it's a great place to start. It's been a whirlwind of a year and now 6 months with Nicklaus Design, but really my main goal and job with the company is to bring new opportunities to the table and find some new opportunities, specifically focusing on the renovation and redesign segment within the Americas. As you probably know, and anybody in the industry, there's not a lot of new builds, like full new builds going on within America, but the latest trend and big kick is renovating these older courses that were built in the 80s, 90s, and even 2000s now that maybe need some new irrigation systems, maybe are getting a little bit tired, haven't been paid attention to. Big opportunity for us is finding some of these projects and coming in and putting our name and our brand behind it and helping them, maybe revitalize, give a little life to the club, to some struggling ones or even some successful ones that are just looking for a new image. So we're focused hard on that. We have 220 courses just in the United States alone that already have the Nicklaus Design brand. So just staying in touch with those themselves is a full-time job, but we also want to continue to grow that network and see where we can go up and beyond past 220 and then worldwide as well.
Now, you mentioned worldwide. How many courses has Jack designed worldwide? I'm sure that number is very impressive for everyone listening at home.
Yeah, it's not small, that's for sure. So Nicklaus Design has 423 courses worldwide. Jack himself has over 300 courses that he's designed. And then Nicklaus Design, which is our design associates, and his sons have all had a few courses and everything. So it all totals up to 423 worldwide, open for play. So we've designed probably even more than that, but we have 423 open for play at this point.
That is a lot of golf courses.
Yes, it is.
Is Jack involved in the day-to-day operations? I know that since he's retired and you see him on TV and doing interviews, he's at openings, but is he actually involved in the day-to-day operations of Nicklaus Design?
Yeah, he is not anymore. As you said, he is, I would call it semi-retired. I think a guy of Mr. Nicklaus's stature is never quite fully retired, but he's definitely focusing more on his Nicklaus Charities, Families Charities Foundation with the Children's Hospital and working on more stuff like that. So as far as the Nicklaus Design side, he's not involved day to day, but he's finishing up a few of his projects. He still has about 5 worldwide that he's working on. So, he's definitely still involved and his input is still sought after when we can get it on projects.
Have you had the chance to spend much time with Jack since starting at Nicklaus Design?
I've spent a little bit of time with him. His son, Jack, too, is in the office a lot. He is the president of design. So, he's around. I've spent more time with Jack, too. But my first week in the office, we opened the Golden Cub mini putt golf course here in Abacoa. And it was a great experience. That was the first time I got to meet him and his wife Barbara, and they were great. It was a great little event. It was actually a mini putt golf course that one of our design associates designed. So it's got kind of a little bit of Nicklaus Design flair in it, and it's got Southwest green artificial turf, so it's super high end. And $1 of every greens fee goes back to the Nicklaus Children's Foundation, which is a great charity that they started. And then so I got to see him, kind of speak with him then and meet with him, and I've seen him a couple of times in the office. And then our Christmas party, he showed up in his Christmas sweater and full of spirit and everything. So it's great to be around him when we can, but definitely lean on his son Jack too's knowledge of the industry and the company as well.
I can totally picture Jack in a Christmas sweater. That's awesome.
It was funny because I had heard about it. Apparently, he's worn the same Christmas sweater for 30 years or something to the party. So it was cool to see.
When a golf course owner is looking to hire someone to design a golf course, why Nicklaus? Why not Norman or Gil Hans or Court Crenshaw? What is the deciding factor for a course owner to choose Nicklaus Design?
That's a great question, and obviously one that we answer a lot. But the obvious answer is the Nicklaus brand kind of transcends time in golf. What Jack did for the game, not only on the course, but now what he's done off the course, between design as well as some of the licensing and apparel things that he's done. But outside of just the brand, it's really the company that has been able to be developed as well. Most of these designers, even some of the big name designers, are really only 3, 4, 5-man shops. Well, we have an office here in Palm Beach Gardens of over 30 people dedicated to not just the design side, but also supporting those owners on the marketing side as well. So that's a big aspect. So we have, just in the office alone, we have 2 designers that are based out of Palm Beach Gardens. We have myself, my boss, Paul Stringer, and my other colleague, Ray Ball, who are all kind of handling the business development and contracts and all of that side of things and overseeing the relationships. And then we have 3 guys on our production team who do all of the plans digitally. They do 3D renderings of the golf courses. We actually have an in-house software that one of our guys, Bobby Root, created, that you can create the golf course all 3D digital on a computer, and you could actually play it on a simulator before it's ever built in the dirt. So it's a really cool software that he's been able to develop along with a couple of other partners. And having the capabilities to do all of that in-house is just very unique. We don't have to outsource it to other people. And then our designers worldwide. So we have 4 other designers that are located in the Philippines, in South Africa. One is in Europe. So just the touch that we have someone that can get to a project, because we do have so many worldwide on a moment's notice. Not everybody's flying out of Jupiter. We can get to the remote places of the world that we're designing these golf courses and the access point. And then I think the final thing is the number of years in the industry that some of the guys on the team have. Our Chris Cochran, who's our senior design associate, has been working with Jack for over 30 years. So he's been building golf courses with Jack and understanding his vision and seeing how he's created these courses. And he continues now in Jack's vision to do that and to build golf courses the way Jack has done for so many years. And to find someone with 30 years of experience working side by side with the greatest golfer of all time, that's tough to beat. A lot of times I feel like we shouldn't need to say anything more than that, but when we do, we have all this other stuff with the company that supports us and supports our efforts to, I think, show an owner our value.
Do you get to travel much in your current position? I imagine you get to attend shows like the PGA Merchandise Show and the Golf Industry Show. Or you on the road at all, or are you stuck in the office?
Yeah, I've gotten out on the road a little bit. So I got to do the PGA show for the first time in my golf career this year, which was awesome. It was really cool to experience. I hadn't been. I'd only heard the legends and stories of it. So it was great to go there. Then I was at the Golf Industry Show. Nicklaus Design had a booth, and then I got to go out to California to see a client. So as I'm starting to get my feet more wet, I'm definitely getting to go out there and travel and see some of the clients. And my team has been great and kind of put the opportunity out there. If I see an opportunity that's worthwhile and I need to go visit someone or go, do a presentation, we're open to doing that. So I'm hoping in the next 6 months to a year, the travel gets to pick up, because that was a definitely a big draw to this job is getting to go different places in the country and in the world and meet some of these great people looking to grow our game.
Your brother is a competitive golfer. What's he been up to lately?
He is. Yeah. He hits the little white ball around pretty well. He had a great summer of 2018. He played in his first 2 web events and made the cut in one of them. And this winter, he's just kind of honing his game and getting ready for the season. So I think he's planning to come out to Florida for some of the Florida swing and do some Monday qualifiers. So, he's living that mini tour life, which is a grind, but his game is so close that we're hoping for his big break here soon for sure.
Nicklaus Design offers a wide range of design services. Tell me a little bit more about those and how they can help golf course owners.
A big thing for our company right now is our brand awareness and getting our message out there, because everybody definitely sees Nicklaus Design as Jack Nicklaus, which is great. Obviously, Jack started the company and is still involved and the best name in golf. I mean, you can't really get away from that. But I think what most people think is that we only come in and build these big, beautiful golf courses that cost millions and millions of dollars to do, which is absolutely the case. We want to do that and we would love to do that. But we also have this other side of us that we can come in and add value to a golf course that already exists by doing a renovation, by doing a redesign and adding our brand name to it. Because of all of our years of success, when we come in and we do a project, the project's going to be at a certain level. We're going to bring a certain mystique to the project and to the future or what you're playing in the future. And it's just going to add that value between not just the name, but also the support that we're going to give you behind it on a social media effort, on our website, on e-commerce, on the products that you can offer in the golf shop that have the branding and everything. It's something unique, even though there's 423 courses open worldwide. I think it's still a unique product that we can bring to a club.
As you mentioned, it sounds like Nicklaus Design is a family business that his sons work for the company. His son-in-law is also involved. Do you get to see them around the office a lot, and are they heavily involved in the day-to-day operations of Nicklaus Design?
Yeah, so Jack Nicklaus II, Jack Jr., or Jackie, is the only one that's currently involved in the design side. All of the sons have been involved and have designed courses as well as his son-in-law, as you mentioned. So they were involved, but currently Jackie's the only one who's, I think, kind of, stuck with it and really had that extra passion to make it a, full-time living. And so he's fully involved. He is the president of design. And, it's great to have him around the office. And, every now and then when I hear him talk, I still think it's Jack Sr. walking through the halls because they sound so much alike. I think the only difference is Jackie's about maybe 6-7 inches taller these days. So
that's cool. That would be weird to be like, oh, hey, Jack's here. Oh, nope.
Yeah. Yeah. The other Jack. I mean, it's still Jack.
Yeah, it's still Jack. I was going to say it's still Jack. Yeah. I've played a lot of Nicklaus designed golf courses over the years. He likes to use small, undulating greens with false fronts. What else does he like to do when designing a golf course?
Yeah. It's funny because you ask certain people and they all have kind of their opinion of a golf course. And early on in his career, everyone said that, all of his courses were built to fit a fade because he hit a fade, which really, when you look at his golf courses, isn't true. We try and split it up, or our designers and Jack himself try and split it up strategically. So there might be 3, 4, 5 holes that you need to hit a fade, but there might be 3, 4, 5 holes that you need to hit a draw. There might be 3, 4, 5 holes that you need to hit it straight and lay up or hit it straight and long, But really, I think the number one factor when you talk to our designers, they're going to tell you that we want to create a golf course that you can think your way around as well as play different ways. For an example, you might have a dog leg where you can risk it and cut the corner, or you can hit it a little bit shorter shot out to the left or right, depending on which way the dog leg is, and have a longer shot in, but it's a safe play. So that's a big thing, is thinking your way around the golf course and then having multiple ways to play it. So you're not playing the same golf course necessarily every time you play.
I hit a fade, but I don't know how to hit a fade.
You hit a fade now. You used to hit a draw.
I don't really know where it's going now.
When did that change?
It might go left. It might go right. Hey, it might go straight. I don't know.
Hey, that's my game these days too. Who knows?
Nicklaus Design is a step-by-step process. They go from pre-construction to roughing, shaping, drainage, all the way to the grand opening. Can you share a little bit more about that process and what a typical grand opening looks like? And does Jack attend all of the ribbon cutting ceremonies? It seems like with his name on it, he'd be there.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head really on the process. I mean, from a business development side, some of these deals or developments can take years. I mean, I'm talking, you might sign it, say, in 2018, and it doesn't start getting built till 2020, 2021, 4, 5, 6 years later. We even have some courses that were signed that were never built, just because of permitting and, things do happen. But from the actual design process, it starts with us in business development and finding, an owner looking to build a new property or rejuvenate an existing one. And then it goes into, depending on if it's a new build or a renovation, a little bit different process. But you have the initial clearing stage, and then you have the rough shaping stage, and then you have drainage and irrigation that needs to get put in. So you do bring in a irrigation designer who designs all of that along with our designing team. And then you have the more fine shaping, and then you have the grassing and seeding. And then again into the grand opening like you were talking about with the growing stage in there as well. And yes, Jack did used to attend a lot of the Jack Nicklaus signature designs. So we do have a couple different levels of design, and Jack Nicklaus signature was the ones where he was more involved, and he, actually came on property and came on site, and he would oftentimes come to the grand opening or the ribbon cutting. It just depended really on the project and what the owner wanted. And now today it's more about Nicklaus Design or even Jack 2. So Jack 2 signature course. So Jack 2 would come to the grand opening for his courses that he's been involved with. And Nicklaus Design will most likely be our executive vice president of design, which is Paul Stringer, who's my boss. He will often at times attend the grand opening as well. So there's always someone there from design, whether it's one of our design associates or one of the business development team there. And then prior to that, it was definitely Jack attending as well.
We talked a little bit about the number of courses, but Nicklaus Design has courses in 39 U.S. states. Is it a goal of the company to open a course in all 50? Because that would be pretty cool. And if not, what are some of the other goals of the organization?
Yeah, definitely. And we did a new count today, and it's actually 40 states that we have open for play. So we're pretty excited about that. But I think it would definitely be a goal to have all 50 states, whether that's attainable or not, who knows? I mean, we have a lot of years left in the company, I'm sure. And, I think that would be a really, really great thing. But current goals of the company really are to continue to grow the game through design, through, adding value to these courses. Unfortunately, there's parts of the golf industry that are going through a tough time. I'm an optimist about the golf industry. Some people are not, but I think it's in a great spot right now. But one thing that is struggling is the golf courses. Obviously, the numbers are behind that there's courses closing year after year and after year. And we think that we can really bring some value to some of these courses to help prevent that from happening. So I think that's a big goal, to continue to grow the game and help the golf industry with our brand and with our name and with our design capabilities. And another thing is to continue the legacy of Jack Nicklaus. Our company was obviously founded by Mr. Nicklaus, and it's been an unbelievable 30, 40 years for him and the company. And I'm excited to be a part of these next 10, 20, 30 years, who knows, but to grow the legacy and to continue to add to his legacy with these great golf courses built around the country. We have projects going all over the world, which is just really exciting for us at this time, and with how things are in the industry, that we're building and we're staying busy, not just in the United States, but worldwide.
To that point, you have 57 golf courses under development. Can you share any insight on those and any of those opening in the near future?
Yeah, we have tons of projects worldwide that are going, specifically a lot in Asia. Big market right now that's booming is Vietnam. I think we have 2 open now in Vietnam, and we have another 3 to 4 that should be either getting underway or are underway as we're speaking. So that's really exciting for us. That's kind of a newer market in the golf world. So I think golf's excited about that. But so, obviously we are as a company. We're doing a project right now that's finishing up at Desert Mountain. We did all 6 courses at Desert Mountain, Arizona. And we're just redid one, the Renegade course, which every hole has 2 greens, and there's like 10,000 different ways to play the course between all the tees and green combinations. And then we just broke ground on a new project in Arizona as well called Sterling Grove, which we're really excited about. That's a partnership with the Toll Brothers, who we've partnered with and built one other course with before. So to have a new development in the United States is really exciting for us. And then, we have a couple things going on in Europe, nothing that I can specifically talk about right now. Just really Asia is booming. Some exciting stuff in Europe, some potential stuff even in like Dubai and Saudi Arabia is a potential new golf market we're hearing. So a lot of exciting stuff going on in the industry and a lot of great projects.
Okay, speaking of Jack, and this question comes up in every episode of the show, do you think Tiger breaks his record? Why or why not?
I honestly, I've been a huge Tiger fan my whole life. I'm 26, so generationally, I grew up watching Tiger, and I don't think that he breaks it just because of time. I think his injuries, kept him out too long. I do think he will win a few more, but I'm just not sure with how deep the game is now and how much time I would guess he has left at being able to play at the level that he does. Obviously, at Nicklaus Companies, we hope he gets really close, but it's a nice thing to be able to say that Jack has the most major titles for sure.
What's next for Nicklaus Design? I know that you've just gotten started there, and it seems like you've really embraced the position, but what's next for the company?
There's a lot of great stuff going on right now. Along with Jack, we have a great owner, Howard Milstein, who is investing a lot of money in the golf industry right now. He owns a few golf companies that all fall under the umbrella of 8am Golf, which a couple of them would be Mira Golf Clubs and True Spec, just to name a few of them. And then he also owns Golf Magazine as well now. So as far as what's next with our company, it's a lot of his vision and what he's trying to implement. We're going to continue to try and grow the game around the world and find new exciting projects in different markets that maybe haven't been exposed to golf. I think that's where we really thrive with our years of experience in the industry, is bringing some new courses to new markets that maybe need some help getting it off the ground. And we're able to bring the resources from our developers that we've worked with through the years and partners even like Troon Golf, bringing them into projects and all the great management companies. I think being able to rely on those relationships and partnerships, the sky's the limit on what can happen the next 10, 15, 20 years for Nicklaus Design.
In golf, the 19th hole is a slang term for a bar or a restaurant on or near the golf course, very often in the clubhouse itself. What is your favorite 19th hole, and what are you drinking?
That's a great question. I got to go back to my roots and my young days playing golf, and of course I grew up at Horseshoe Bay Golf Club in Door County, Wisconsin. I'll give them a little shout out, but my dad was fortunate enough to be involved in the development of that and then eventually ownership of it. And I grew up there, probably causing too much trouble, running around, every day during the summers. But coming off the 18th green there, which overlooks the bluff in the Green Bay of Wisconsin, going in the clubhouse, and because of the memories that I had, I have to say an ice cold root beer in a frosted mug might be my favorite 19th hole drink. As much as I enjoy a Guinness or a whiskey every now and then, that's got a special place in my heart.
That sounds fantastic. Tommy, I remember the first time meeting you in the Troon corporate office. It feels like that was only yesterday. I even remember where I was sitting. That office has changed so much, but it's been fun getting to know you over the years and becoming friends, and it's been fun to watch you grow, and I couldn't be happier for where you are and the career progression that you've had. You are doing great things at Nicklaus Design, and the future is bright for you. I look forward to seeing where you go from here and what you do next, and thank you again for coming on the show. I've played some golf with you, and I think the next time we play, I want some strokes.
That puts this instalment of the Wednesday Match Play in the books. But we'll be back next week for another exciting episode of the show. As always, remember to eat, sleep, golf.